For the next problem, you have to graph 3 cosine of x plus pi over 2. What to do? First, focus on the graph of 3 cosine of x. Then first find the amplitude. And the period is the typical period that cosine has. Cosine has a period of 2 pi. Now, find the typical values of x for the typical graph of cosine. The typical values start with 0, and you have to count by halves of pi. The first is pi divided by 2. The next is pi. The next 3 halves of pi. And the last 2 pi. Remember, you must have already memorized these values. The next, you have to write the typical values of cosine. Cosine starts with 1. The next value is 0. The next is negative 1. The next is 0. And the last is 1. So you must have already memorized these values. Now, this problem says we need the 3 cosine of x. What you do? We have to multiply by 3 all the previous values. Times 3. And now use the top and the bottom values for each of the points. Now find all the points on the graph. Now connect all the points. And the red graph is 3 cosine of x. Now, we have to shift the graph to the left pi over 2 units. Remember, you have to move each point to the left. Now connect the points. And the green graph is free cosine of x plus pi over 2. The green graph is the answer. We shift to the left the original graph. That is the final answer.